Hey everyone. So here today we're coming in with something a little bit different. This isn't a Chris story, unlike many of the other ones. Low-key, I've been getting a little sick of telling the Chris stories. No hate to Chris. But this story is definitely not just because of the fact Chris ain't in it, but this one's a little different because I've never really talked about doing stimulants or doing amphetamines or anything like that, which I've actually been into amphetamines for quite a while now. I just haven't really like stimulants just in general too. I've been pretty into that lately, and for quite a bit too. I just haven't really covered on that. But yeah, if y'all enjoy this one, y'all want to hear more stimulant / amphetamine stories, I have lots and lots of them that are pretty good. So just, let me know in the comments and I'll make it happen. But yeah, anyways, let's just get right into it. Okay, so to formally start this story off, this story takes place with my buddy Tyler. And so this story was me and Tyler had actually conveniently met up a few days prior while I was sneaking out. And that kind of set the stage for this whole story happening, which that part is pretty irrelevant because nothing actually interesting happened. It was just me and him drinking. Some guy bummed him a cigarette at the park, and he thought that was pretty cool. But other than that, that's it. But he was texting me, and he's like, "Yo, I know you have some amphetamines, or I have a bunch of scripts for ADHD meds just lying around in my house from what I have, dextromethylphenidate, Ritalin, Adderall, or dextroamphetamine, however you say it. I'll just say Addy for the sake of this story, because that's easier. I'm not going to say dextroamphetamine every 5 seconds. But I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, how much you got? And he's like, I was like, shit, I got 8, 9 tablets. And he's like, okay, I'm going to bring my friend with me, Tyler says. And so I'm like, okay, what do I want to name this guy? I need to think of something real quick. What do I want to call this guy? We'll just call him David, okay? So, me and Tyler and David, we all meet up together. I'm pretty sure Tyler showed up first, and then after me and Tyler dapped each other up, David walked up to us. Then Tyler was on his bike, and David pulls up, and then me and David dap each other up. At first, I was low-key a little nerved out about this dude, because he genuinely looked like he was in his 20s and he could beat my ass. And this dude tells me his age. This dude is not only the same age as me, but I'm a tad bit older than this dude, which still blows my mind to this day. But fucking I didn't mention this earlier, but Tyler was actually for me doing this favor of me just handing out a bunch of Addy to these guys. He actually gave me an 1/8 of shrooms, which was pretty cool, which will be relevant to later on in the story. But so we're all kind of just we just get right to it. I pull out my knife and I'm using it to crush the pills up. We're using my fucking Raising Cane's gift card that doesn't have jack diddly squat left in it. There's no money left, because me and Chris at the mall, we already used that joint. But we're just making lines. I brought this straw with me. It's the straw that I cut in half, because I don't know what the deal is, how people just always use $1 to snort it. Dude, I use a fucking straw that I cut in half. But so we're all just passing that shit around, we're going line for line. But what I remember is me and Tyler were absolutely tweaking. We both had jaw lock. We were jaw clenching. We were shaking in place. We felt breaking shit, destroying shit. We just felt completely amped up. David wasn't really feeling anything, right? From last time when me and Tyler met up together, we still had that bottle. So Tyler goes like into the bush and he pulls out this Sailor Jerry's rum, and we start passing that around. And so Tyler didn't really get drunk because like he's I don't know what the deal with him is. He's afraid that he's gonna like come home and his parents are like gonna smell his breath and they're gonna like know everything he did just from that one whiff off his breath. I don't know. This dude needs to chill out a little bit because this dude will literally pop 7-O's and like be nodding off at the family dinner, and he's just like cool with that, but he won't take like enough swigs to get drunk. But me and David, we do. You know, I think out of all three of them, and this isn't a flex, low-key, this is kind of, you know, dumb, but I'm not ashamed, I was probably the one that drank the most, just because I think out of all of them, I'm easily the most of a raging alcoholic, you know? I will definitely tell more stories about that, but I'm gonna stop yapping, you know? We drank up. Me and David got pretty drunk, and you know, after a while I'm like, you know what, I'm really feeling the vibes, this is a good hangout, I'm having a really good time, and I'm thinking like, you know what, I'm finna eat this whole 8th of shrooms like right now. And you know, pretty much like I remember fucking Tyler's looking at me, he's like, dude, you're doing the whole 8th? And I'm like, dude, yeah, I'm not a fucking pussy, because what I never really said about, like, Tyler is that this dude can do, like, maybe a little bit more than 2 grams, and he'll just straight up throw up. Like, he doesn't handle his shrooms very well, which I guess that's okay, but, I mean, you know, I don't know what to tell this dude. I can do, like, 8 grams and not throw up. Not even get a stomach ache. I don't know, shrooms really mess a lot of people up in their digestive system. Not me at all. I can just handle that shit. I don't know what's up with me. So I eat these shrooms, you know, goddamn right, I ate the whole fucking 8th right there. I drink a little bit more, and these shrooms aren't hitting, obviously, because it had only been like 30 minutes since I consumed them. And, you know, David's got to go, like, somewhere in, like, the next hour, I remember. And, you know, it was actually starting to get pretty fucking dark. So I guess, like, his parents wanted him back sometime soon. And I was just, you know, snuck out. So I didn't really, like, need to worry about, like, being home at a certain time, because I left while my parents were awake. But the thing is I already knew that I'd be able to get back into the house without, like, any troubles or any issues. So I was good. So I decided, like, hey, you know, since David's leaving in a bit, y'all want to do some more lines? And, you know, David, you know, he didn't feel any of his lines. So, like, he's like, I don't know why he said this, but he's just like, yeah, sure. You know, he does some more. He still doesn't, like, feel any different. And then me and Tyler do some more, and I don't know, like, if a lot of you can relate to this. I don't know how many of my very few viewers also do amphetamines or whatever, but, like, what I will say is, like, mixing amphetamines with shrooms, especially, like, a very hallucinogenic, like, psychedelic breakthrough dose of shrooms is, like, crazy. Like, I don't know how to describe the feeling of this. Man, I should have put shrooms in the thumbnail, but I mean, it's too late, whatever. But once the shrooms hit, I was still drunk as fuck. I wasn't seeing anything yet, right? But a lot of you who had done shrooms before, you probably know that, like, when you come up on shrooms, it's not really like you're fucking tripping out, you're seeing a bunch of shit, you're seeing a bunch of, like, fucking things that aren't there. It's more like you get this, like, tingly feeling. It's almost like you're on this very slow elevator that just slowly takes you higher and higher, and the higher the elevator takes you, the more, like, tingles you get, the more, like, your thoughts start to just, like, flow freely, and it's just a crazy feeling. And then the colors start to slowly, like, get brighter and more saturated and more enhanced, and you'll start to see, like, kind of like a psychedelic blur around every outline. You'll see, like, everything, like, kind of just explodes. Every substance, every object just, like, it almost, like, kind of grows like a mushroom almost. Now, that sounds stupid, but that's a really good way I can describe it. You'll see tracers too. Like, if you look at the time on your phone, you'll see, like, it's not like acid where it'll be, like, all wavy. It's like you'll look at the time and it'll be, like, growing or, like, getting bigger. But so David, back to the story, David had to go, right? So David does just that. He goes, David's gone. David's not the hangout anymore. But I remember these shrooms were making me feel good, stupid. I took a pretty, like, neutral dose. I'm not going to say a high dose because I've done so much bigger. My biggest dose was literally like 11 grams. That's a story for another time if you guys want to hear that. But, like, I'm getting all fucking giggly. I'm saying a bunch of stupid jokes, I'm doing I'm, like, standing up on the fucking table under the gazebo and shit. And Tyler's kind of just like, chill out. Because, like, last thing he wants is for, like, a officer to pull up and search both me and Tyler, which all he would find is the rest of the Addy. But, like, with Tyler, he would probably find some diabolical ass shit, which Tyler does not want that, right? So what happens next is I'm kind of just like, okay, I'll chill out, but I still wanted to, have a good time. So, like, pretty much I pull out the bottle and I keep drinking. And I just keep getting drunker and drunker and drunker. Maybe like 30 minutes goes by, I'm still drinking, and then like Tyler's like, Jackson, give me the bottle. I'm like, what? And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, give me the bottle. Like, you gotta stop drinking. I'm like, come on, bro. And I don't know if I've ever said this, but like one thing about me, like when it comes to shit like this, I do not know when to stop. Like, I do not know when to fucking stop. So Tyler's like, Jackson, just give me the fucking bottle. So he takes the bottle, he hides it in like a bush or some shit, and he's like, okay, tomorrow when you're sober, I'll tell you where it's at, but until then, you're not getting this shit. And I remember I was like walking over to like kind of where he went to, and he's like, no, you can't come over here for like the rest of the night. Like, and then I think another 20 minutes go by, I get even more fucked up. I feel like I'm gonna fucking puke at this point. It wasn't the shrooms, it was all just the alcohol, because this was a whole handle of Sailor Jerry spiced rum, and I did like a little bit less than half of it. Just take that in. And shrooms. And amphetamines. And, fucking David had a cart that we were all hitting, but, I didn't think that was really relevant. So we were smoking weed too, but I didn't know if that was relevant. But, he's kind of just like, okay, we should probably go home. And then he's like, I gotta go because my parents want me back. Yeah, I was the only one of them that was actually sneaking out. So it was probably like close to 10:30 at this point. I'm starting to walk back. And I'm gonna be real with you, as soon as I got home, I started doing more amphetamines, just snorting more shit. And that kind of helped me get less and less drunk. But the shrooms were still kind of kicking my ass, because like I was looking at my walls, they looked like jello and shit. And I low-key just spent like the rest of the night like playing fucking Enlisted, playing Titanfall 2, and like just watching videos on YouTube of whatever bullshit. So other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed listening to this. This was honestly a story that I didn't even think of telling until one of my friends reminded me of this, that I should tell it. But, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and please stay tuned for the next one. Yeah, peace, y'all.